Thank you very much, guys. This is ProGraphics once again, and today we are retouching this particular image. I'm not the photographer for this image. I think it's from Tony or so. Yeah. So a big shout out to the photographer and the entire crew that shot this particular image. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if today is the first time watching me, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and remember it's ProGraphics. Okay, let's start with today's tutorial. So, as you always know, Control J to duplicate our image. So, let's press on Control J. I'm sorry. So Control J to duplicate our image. Then this time around we have to crop this image before you continue. So you are going to use this crop size. Okay, so push our image down like this, press enter, and then this image is cropped. So if you want to see the shortcut that I use, you can see it at the bottom over here or the bottom over here. So you follow me as I do. Okay, so as we have done this, the next procedure is we are going to camera raw. So you come to filter, then you come to camera raw. Okay, so as you're waiting for a camera to proceed, and it has proceeded, what we are going to do is we continue. So simple, we come to our highlights, though there are not enough highlight in this image, but I want us to do something. Push the highlights down a little bit, then push the white also down. So let's look at the before and after. So the before and the after, you can see we have crashed a lot of the highlight, and this time around we are pushing the shadows up. Okay, we are pushing the shadows up, pushing the shadows up, so you can see. So cute. So this is the this is the before and this is the after. Very important. Now we just click OK over here. We are not going to do any color grading now. We want the image to look as it is, then we proceed with whatever you want to do. The next thing that we have to look at is the shadow over here. We have to take the shadow from the side, okay? And it's very, very important. So how are you going to do it? Okay, let's do some few tricks and techniques over here to make sure that we fix that error right now before we continue. So let's duplicate this image in case of anything. Then let's click letter L for the laser tool, and then let's draw. We draw where we feel or we think the shadows are. Some of the shadows they are okay, so you need not to, they are normal, and you need not to worry much about it. But some of them they are excessive, so you have to take them out. Okay, so like to this side I think it's okay because it's bringing depth inside the image. So what we do is so simple. We come over here, then go to filter, then we go to brightness and contrast. Okay, then you push the brightness so you can see. Yes, so we push it to the level that you think that is matching with the skin a little bit, because you are going to do a little bit of skin retouching, so you have to also think of that. So one method is to use your brush. Okay, sorry, one method is to use your brush. So let's take our brush, then you come to your layer, then you choose the layer marks, then you paint on. Okay, you paint on. But if it's not giving you that desired you want, you just go to filter, then go to blur, then you come to Gaussian blur. Then when you come to Gaussian blur, you push it up. I don't know if you can see it. You push it up so that those edges is too much. Okay, I think this one, those edges that appears to be too rough will be okay. So I think let's push it down a little bit. So when you bring it down, you can see the edges, you can see this side. Okay, you can see this side that is too rough. So let's begin to push and push. Okay, so around 44 it has disappeared, so I think it's okay now. So let's click OK and let's look at the before and the after. Before and after. So you can see that there have been a little bit of correction at that very end. So before, after. So the only thing that we have to do is we have to make sure these lines are off. Okay, so there are two ways of doing it. You can use your blur tool to do that, but since you are going to use the mixer brush, it will be easier for us to fix this thing. So you see it will be easy for us to fix, so there's no problem to that. So Control Shift Alt E, then you create a stamping layer from here. So with a stamping layer, what we are going to do is so simple. A minute, guys. Okay, Control Z, take this off. I want to make sure that there's no distraction. Okay, so we can go on now, and I'm thinking I'm seeing another shadow here. I think it's not from what we were doing. Okay, so all these things we have to blend. So let's try applying some over here and see if it will work. So you go through the same process again. Alt, then let's draw from here, then push it here. Okay. Oh, this man. Sorry, guys. This is really distracting me. Okay. So press on the Alt, then you decrease it here. Then you come over here, we decrease it here. You come over here, we decrease it here, so that we can work on it. So let's go back to it again. So let's use brightness, then we push it up. Okay, so you can see. So we push it up to the extent that it looks almost the same. So come over here, then we paint this side. Shouldn't worry much about that because you are going to do yes. So the same formula, you let's apply the Gaussian blur, but when you apply the Gaussian blur, you see that it still maintains it. So we are just going to make sure we leave it like this, or we go and apply to this Gaussian blur, sorry, so that I didn't use the zoom so that you see what actually I was doing. So you can see, let me bring it here so that you can see what actually is aspiring. Okay, so let's click. Okay, so let's see before, after, before, after, before, after. So you can bring the opacity down a little bit, okay, to the side. Then bam, that is it. So let's group this one. Control Shift E. Okay, then let's start with our frequency separation. So let me put it down. Look for my frequency separation. So if you are going to watch the video on how I create my frequency separation, please you can watch. So frequency separation, apply the action, continue. So with this time around, I'll bring all this thing down, then begin to push it again, push it, and let me go around 6. Okay, 7. I think 7 will be okay for this particular image. Then stop here. Now I come over here, take off my textures, and I come and click here. Then I go for my mixer brush. So with my mixer brush, this my settings for today. Okay, so the wet is 10, the load is 20, the mix is 50, 25. Yes. Okay. So let's begin with the tutorial as we have started. So I begin to do, and this one we have done it several times. So for if you're a beginner and you're watching, the best way to help you is here. We don't mix, but we blend. Okay, so where there are highlights, you apply the highlights. Where there are shadows, you apply the shadows. Okay, so increasing the size of the brush, using left or the right bracket. So for beginner's sake, you bring the black and white, then you crush um, the reds so that you can see where the highlights and the shadows are. Okay, so you can see, but I'll take it off. So if you're a beginner, this is how you go about it for beginners purposes. So here you come down here a little bit, then here there are highlights, here, so you work on those highlights. In between the highlights and the shadows, you do it this way. Okay, so you come here, you do it as it is. So let me take it off so that I can work. So come on this and I begin to work. So this is how we go about it. So guys, I'll be giving this image out so that you can also use it for tutorial purposes. Sorry for any interruption and background noise. Okay, so Control D so that think, yep. Then the side too, very important. And you shouldn't use the mix-up brush at one place for a very long time. You begin to lose details and you begin to distort the entire image. Okay, so this side will go like this because this side is already. So let's go on. So over here you have to blend in between so that it matches. Okay, so remember we have a work to do over here. So here we have to blend. So push this one here and make sure that it works. So something like this, it's very important for you to bring the texture. It's very important for you to bring the texture so that you see what actually is going on here. Okay, so you push this one here. Okay, don't worry, you push it a little bit, push it, you come here, push the same thing. Okay,